Hey, I'm Benjamin Savva and I play Age of Sigmar. I've played Age of Sigmar for about 3 years since it dropped, and I play mostly in London where we are now, the Bad Moon Cafe. I've started playing a lot here since it's opened, and I also played down in South London with the South London Legion. Last year I was playing Daughters of Khaine. I did fairly well with them. I won a small London tournament called Angel Corps and then took out the Age of Sigmar Grand Tournament final at Warhammer World. So something I've just started doing recently in the last 6 months is trying to earn a living as a commission painter, and that has had its ups and its downs, but it's ultimately something I really enjoy. In effort to try and make it feel more like a job and less like something I was just doing in my room, I found a studio at a place in Peckham called Peckham Levels. The place that I'm in is a place called The Ramp, which is a sort of co-working environment, but it's lots of different people who are illustrators and coders, and now there is me in the middle of all that painting Warhammer, and it's actually quite refreshing to see the the reaction to that. I think that lots of people think it's a lot cooler. There are lots of people say it's cool, and it's nice to see people's reactions to me doing something like that in a place where you just wouldn't expect it. Today I'm going to talk about my army, the Temple of Thamor, and this is an army that I built based around the Daughters of Khaine range. It was an idea I came up with a while ago, and I'd been waiting to for the right sort of base model range to come out so that I could realise it, and when I saw the Daughters of Khaine video, I knew instantly it was perfect. When I first came up with the idea, it was to be an all-female army based in a place called the Erstwood in the Realm of Shadow, where they had killed or culled all of the men from the forests after the Great Wars, after the Age of Chaos, and they had basically decided to not participate in any of the wars, which were all, in their opinion, all started by men, and so the Daughters of Khaine's range was perfect for this. Apart from Warlocks, it was an all-female range. The aesthetics were ones that I was a fan of anyway. The sort of ancient Greek aspect to the Melusai and the Canary were things that I thought I could easily work into my own ideas, and so when I was researching the army, I did look at a lot of, I listened to and read a lot of ancient Greek myths and looked at a lot of the artwork, and I wanted something a little bit darker. I'd really gotten into the Dark Age of Sigmar, which is the AOS 28 movement started by the guys at Ex Profundis, and ever since I saw that the models that they sort of used to launch the idea, which was this collection made by Jake, who is the creator there, and he did a little sort of swamp elf force called Elves of the Black Sloth Hell, and just that aesthetic just spoke to me, and I think ever since I've joined part of that community, it's something that has crept into all of the work that I've done, and every single army, every single model that I build, I always try to add an element of this, and the idea is to explore the darker side of the Age of Sigmar, and that can just be through models, through conversions, through the paint job, or through the stories themselves. And I tried to incorporate a little bit of every aspect of that into there. And so the colour scheme, which was originally supposed to be monochrome, but I introduced elements of colours that I thought would reflect mood. So I based the colour scheme on a series of paintings by Francis Bacon called Head 6, and it's just 6 different panels of a portrait, and in particular head number 6 has a lot of these streaks running down the canvas, and all these purples in there, and there's flashes of blue, which is why I added the colours, because originally it was going to be monochrome, and I added the blues and the purples afterwards as a way to try and sort of add a little bit more character to this. And in that painting, the eyes have been completely removed, and it looks like he has the effect of how he draws. It looks like he has 2 or 3 different mouths, and so this was something that I wanted to include into that. It's like the Guillermo del Toro character from Pan's Labyrinth, who has his eyes removed. I think there's something so creepy about that, and that's something I wanted to come across with the army. I didn't want it to be sort of as clean cut as the Greek mythology artwork is, and I just wanted it to be darker and weirder, and so yeah, as I say, I've been waiting for the right army to come along, and it just so happened that this the Daughters of Khaine range dropped just before the Malign Portents storyline started in the Age of Sigmar, which I think was a move from Games Workshop to be more in line with this aesthetic that Dark Age of Sigmar had started, and so I tried to fit the storyline into that as well. And so the Temple of Thaymor was an effort to sort of incorporate the stories of the Earthswood into the world at large. And so the temple was the first sort of army that would be sent out from the Earthswood, and they'd be sent to the realm of death to investigate these portents.